After 355 days aboard the International Space Station, astronaut Mark Vande Hei returns to Earth, both a NASA record holder and a changed man. Though his run was not as long as Peggy Whitson's 665 cumulative days spent in microgravity, Vande Hei's accomplishment is still one of the longest single stints in human spaceflight, and makes him the subject of intensive research into the effects of zero gravity on humans. Though NASA's Human Research Program has spent 50 years studying the effects of spaceflight on the human body, the full impact of long-duration space travel has yet to be exhaustively researched. As humanity's expansion into space accelerates in the coming decades, more people will be going into orbit, and going much farther, and the medical needs obviously increase along with this. Andrew Tarantola outlines where the research is headed. Matt Smith. The biggest stories you might have missed. It'll demand at least 20% zero-emissions sales by 2026. Canada has outlined its emissions reduction plan, which will require all new passenger car sales to be zero-emissions models by 2035. The government will gradually put pressure on automakers, requiring at least 20% zero-emissions sales by 2026, pushing steeply to 60% by 2030. Officials didn't say whether this applied to a make's product mix or simply the volume of cars sold. Story continues. Continue reading. First, the early adopters test the waters. TMA. A Reddit user wrote to Craig Federighi, Apple's Vice President of Software Engineering, to ask how iOS auto-updates work. Federighi responded, revealing that Apple gradually releases new iOS updates by first making them available for those that explicitly seek them out in settings, and then 1 to 4 weeks later ramp up to rolling out devices with auto-update enabled. Generally, this means it takes a few weeks for iOS auto-updates to reach everyone's iPhone, and, in the case of iPadOS, iPad. Continue reading. It's pretty late. Google has begun rolling out a new update for its iOS YouTube TV app. Now both iPhone and iPad users have picture-in-picture functionality. To watch something in PIP mode, swipe up from the bottom of the screen. The video will automatically resize and move across your device's display. You'll need to be running iOS 15 or newer, and make sure your app is up to date. It's taken its time. Apple's mobile operating system has supported picture-in-picture functionality on iPad since iOS 13 and iPhone since iOS 14. The feature has also been available on the company's main YouTube app since last year. Continue reading. This is the second delay in as many months. TMA. Intel's finally offered a glimpse of its Arc A Series limited edition video card, which is arriving sometime this summer. Yes, that means another delay. There are no specs or prices, unfortunately, but the double-height design and twin-fan cooling make clear this aims directly at gamers. Early Arc desktop GPUs are expected to support a raft of modern features, including hardware-accelerated ray tracing and AI-based supersampling. It's still too soon to say if Arc desktop models will offer truly competitive performance. NVIDIA should deliver its first Ampere next-based GPUs later this year, and AMD will follow suit with the Radeon RX 7000 series. Continue reading.